lot of units there actually in the background, but those Archons, keep in mind those Archons with that front door blockade aren't going to be able to come around. It's just going to be Zealots versus these Lurkers backside. In the meantime, an attack going across Savior's front. Savior just going to ignore it for now and try to drop, but there are cannons there waiting for him. Yeah, a couple cannons there waiting for him, so we'll see how effective this is. Dropping the Defiler, going to get the Dark Swarm off. Beautiful, got the Dark Swarm off. And actually, no, it looks like the Archons can push back. I'm surprised at that. Again, showing how rusty I am, I guess. And just sneaking around there. I'm surprised that gap's large enough. Very and side-storming the gap so the Zerglings can't come in. Brilliant. But that's going to bring those Archons back and going to give a little bit more time in that Dark Swarm. That's really where Chalrenge would actually prefer to fight. And I think Chalrenge has probably stopped that attack by now with a couple of well-placed side storms. He's got a lot of Archons, a lot of Dragoons out in the field. And Savior is essentially boxed in. Chalrenge basically controls the map between side storm, between Archons, between Dragoons. I think he's in trouble. I think he needed a much larger drop to take that out, and I think Chalrenge is just too well encamped in the areas. That was clever, putting a Dark Storm to protect the Lurkers there, but Sidestorm going to be there as well, and plaguing that Nexus as well. So maybe that'll play a factor later. Savior realizing he's economically behind, so just trying to harass what he can. Now posting some Hydralisks up to the north to make sure he doesn't end up losing any more drones at that location. Now he has some Ultralisks, and it looks like he's setting up for a drop. And I'm not going to say this is the last hurrah, but I think it's getting towards it. It looks like he's going to try to... wow, a couple Zealots in the... he needs to be careful. There are a couple Zealots, though, in the upper left-hand corner hidden, and they're probably going to see. Now Dark Templar just eating some Zerglings alive. Now it looks like it'll be taken out, but not before it gets about 5 or 6 kills. And oh, this drop going to be caught, and that's a lot of valuable units in there. Keep in mind, a lot of Ultralisks. First of all, Chalrenge is going to see it, so he's going to be able to deal with it. But second of all, probably 2 Ultralisks in there, and we'll see. Now going to bring up a Reaver, and we'll see how much of this drop actually gets off. Yeah, dropping now, but it looks like going to prepare side-storming the Zerglings that are going after the Reaver first, and we'll see if he's able to take this Nexus down. He is going to be able to take the cannons. Dark Swarm finally going off, and Chalrenge, instead of worrying about that, is just going to trade it, just going to start pressing into the main. A beautiful plague across the Dragoons. Catches a little bit of an Archon, but that was you couldn't ask for a better plague out of Savior. But this is just an absolutely huge force. Without some brilliant micro, I don't think Savior's going to be able to hold that against that huge force. Yeah, Sidestorm going off everywhere. So it looks like an expansion exchange, and really that's going to play into Chalrenge's favor because he's already got the majority of the... he's got more expansions than Savior does. Savior desperately trying to bring in some units to resupply here. But I'm not sure if that's really going to do if that's going to be enough. And bringing some Ultralisks actually from the backside, and as you can see, it looks like that Ultralist is probably going to be able to take down. Yeah, it is going to be taking down about all these units. And Chalrenge just grouping up, and it looks like Savior in the meantime hasn't managed to take that out, bringing in and dedicating a lot of units to this attack. No Observer though, so it looks like those Lurkers are going to force this attack back. So Savior actually saving that expansion by the skin of his teeth there, sent basically 3 waves of units at it, and it looks like level 1 shield and level 1 weapons now for Chalrenge. And so really, even though he did manage to save that, and he did manage to take out a Nexus, it looks like in the upper left-hand corner, Chalrenge managed to take that expansion from Savior up in that location. Savior trying to reclaim it now with some Ultralisks, but Chalrenge has been mining out of more expansions, though, for a long period of time, and I still think he has a production advantage. But Savior, by no means out of this match. I'd say he's just kind of slightly staggering behind, and really Templar will be the question here. More Templar and more Dragoons being produced. I'm surprised that Chalrenge is still dedicating to Dragoons. Beautiful Dark Swarm there at another expansion. This is exactly what Savior needs to do to kind of cap this match, but looks like a lot of Dragoons going to push up, and they might be able to defend it, I don't know. Sidestorm going off over his own probes to try to damage those Ultralisks, and yeah, Ultralisk pulling out. Looks like he is going to be able to take out... Oh, didn't manage to take out the Nexus. Managed to save it basically by sidestorming a lot of his own probes. And wow, killing off the Overlord there before it could go up to spot the Observer and get taken out by anything in the area. And a couple Ultralisks just hanging around the map. So Chalrenge putting up a solid defense. A lot of Reavers in that bottom right-hand corner. And now a huge force pushing out for Chalrenge. Going to push up right into these Ultralisks, try to take them out while they're not paying attention. Savior in retreat right now. And they're showing upgrades across the board. We'll see if Savior continued to upgrade. Looks like it's 1-1-1 across the board for Chalrenge. Chalrenge at this moment, and so he must have a couple more forges down. Another beautiful Darkstorm, a good plague, good solid plague on those Dragoons again. Catches 2 Archons, but again doesn't affect the Archons because they're mostly shields. Gonna push in again with that Ultralisk, actually gonna draw them back. Oh, that's a bit of a miscue. I think he just did an attack move there, and those Ultralisks unfortunately got drawn into that huge huge Dragoon grouping instead of attacking the Nexus. I think that was just a misclick on Savior's part, and Savior, and that actually that's going to play a huge difference. Now moving an Overlord up there, and that Overlord's also going to get taken out. Again, sloppy play, and those drones, as you can see, just waiting. His main's already mined out, his natural's already mined out. He's going to have to ferry troops up, and he's going to try to defend this, and it's just not going to happen. As you can see, he really wanted that. He really wanted to hold that. Chalrenge still mining. Savior low on minerals, and that's really what's going to play the end of this game here. Savior's got probably 1 or 2 more waves of attack, and really he needs to do something with it. This is going to be one of them. He's probably got 1 more good attack after this if he's going to win this match. Darkstorm going down, but really he didn't have anything left underneath that Darkstorm to do any damage, so Chalrenge again going to defend that expansion at the 12 o'clock. Now trying to ferry units to the 6 o'clock expansion, which is pretty much the only expansion he has left producing res. Dropship pushing up though, and my guess is that probably contains Reavers, considering it's coming from the bottom right. Yeah, it does in fact contain a Reaver. I wouldn't be surprised if it contains 2 Reavers. But going to be oh man, looks like a single shot though. Did manage to unload the Reavers, but didn't lose the dropship after all because of the Dragoons that came up and supported. And so really now Chalrenge not even going to allow Savior to get another attack off, just going to go to the 6 o'clock location, take it out. Savior was setting up for another attack there, but honestly, even if he does manage to take that attack, he's going to lose that last hatchery at the 6 o'clock location. He does not have any resource. Well, he has a couple resources left, it looks like there, but not enough to compete with Chalrenge at this point. So I would not be surprised after this attack right here if he does not GG in short measure. Pushing up, and really he needed to go for the Nexus. He didn't need to bother with the cannons. Going after the cannons though, and the Archon's just going to wipe those Zerglings up. And yeah, I'm going to expect GG in just a couple of seconds here. Chalrenge, as you can see, has huge forces all over the place. Savior, and that was just a piecemeal attack with a couple of Zerglings. Looks like he's almost mined out at the natural. He is mined out at that northward expansion. Mined out the main, and that's the last producing expansion for him. He lost the 6 o'clock location. Meantime, Chalrenge has 2 expansions, the option of the 12 o'clock position, which he can easily hold, and that upper left-hand expansion, where Savior really can't afford to defend any of those. So he's going to push up. It looks like he managed to kill a couple Scourges along the way, and honestly I don't think Savior I think this game's already out of his hands. I'm not sure what he can do. Psystorming the last producing expansion. Let's see if he gets that dropship. Let's see if wow, Chalrenge didn't manage to save that dropship, and that's not gonna play too huge a difference here. Gonna use that Sunken Colony to try to defend this a little bit and attack from the edge, but in the meantime a huge attack force coming from the other side from Chalrenge. Savior trying to draw those Ultralisks back so he can get a Darkstorm off, but being held out of the Darkstorm. Beautiful micro by Chalrenge, pushing his units up into the Darkstorm, so Savior couldn't use it. So really that's actually going to be, not that there's any Hydralisks there, but that would have played into Chalrenge's hands. And that's kind of that's one disadvantage of Darkstorm at times. And enough Psystorms going off probably at that location, so it looks like Savior going to have to pull some of those drones back. I don't think that, looks like he just finished mining out there, so he's not going to mind losing that hatchery. Going to lose some gas there, but not going to be really that's not as bad as it could have been, because he could have lost a whole buttload of drones as well, which he couldn't afford to reproduce. And now pushing into the main, let's see if and Savior just going to call GG there. He just doesn't have enough to hold it back. So Chalrenge beating Savior. Savior again not playing to form. So looks like OGN took the lead here. I'm surprised. So it looks like, I think the score is now 4-2, or no, 3-2. So one more win for them and they'll take it, and that will be that. So we'll see. And yeah, Chalrenge doing the motion death. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for listening.